Many people will become familiar with the name Ballymena this year for all the wrong reasons. The name has went literally all around the world after serious rioting and public disorder happened there in June of this year, ultimately sparked by an assault on a young girl aged 13 by three adults or males, one of whom may have been an adult. Two of them were 14 years of age, who dragged the young girl into a garage and assaulted her horrifically. This was not the first instance of an event like that happening in Ballymena. Several other occurrences had happened over the previous few weeks and months. These were not reported about or talked about, or they were suppressed by the legacy media. Now we're having details emerging on another assault that happened on two other young girls in Ballymena. This time, the headline is reading, and it's an updated headline, case of a Filipino man accused of a sexual assault on a young child in Ballymena to be expedited. A second Filipino national, 38-year-old Crisos Sonet, is in custody, accused of a single count of rape. And this is the other one, Garry Luna. So, again, for all the wrong reasons, Ballymena is making the headlines again. People are labeling the residents of Ballymena as racists for being incensed that they've been ignored for years. Their concerns have been ignored, and multiple foreign men in the area are abusing their children, of which allegedly this is one. This man's been accused, grinning while someone's rubbing his chin. So the details are the case against a Filipino accused of facilitating the horrific attack on a teenage schoolgirl and assaulting her friend is to be expedited because of the age of the complaint. The defense barrister confirmed this was late yesterday. During a brief mention of the case against Garry Luna, his defense counsel confirmed that as the alleged victim is only 13, the case should be marked as a purple file. And bearing in mind the other young girl who was assaulted by the Romas, one of which has bolted to Romania, there's this unsettling pattern here forming in this area. This means on the next date, we should hopefully see a better update and know where the rest of the case is at, he told Deputy District Judge John Ray. So this guy, Luna, is age 36, living in Clarence Street in Ballymena, is in custody, charged with 5 offences. 5 alleged to have been committed against 2 teenage girls between an unknown date in March 2025 and 24th of May 2025. So the attack on the other young girl by the 3 savages who dragged her into the garage happened at the beginning of June, around about 7. In fact, I think it was the 7th of June. So this, at least one of these charges or assaults is in relation to this guy, Luna, Clarence Street, Ballymena, perpetrating a similar attack on another young girl and her friend about 2 weeks before that in the same town. The defendant faces charges of sexual communication, common assault, including a child aged 13 to 16 to engage in activities, SA, and further that he facilitated or arranged for something to be done, which would involve just these depraved, filthy animals. Second, Filipino national, 38-year-old Crisos Sonet, also from Clarence Street, is in custody accused of a single count of rape. Two of them working together, it would appear. There he is, Garry, out fishing. Garry likes to drop the line in the hook in and see what he can catch by the looks of it. Big grin on his face. Always seems to have a grin on his face. Do you notice that? There he is there, smirking, grinning from ear to ear. And there he is again, standing on the rocks with his fishing pole and a big grin on his face. An earlier court heard that according to police cases, the charge stemmed from a report from the complaint she had been seriously assaulted on the 24th of May, so 2 weeks before the other young girl who was dragged into the garage. During an unsuccessful application for bail, police officer told the alleged victim had provided an account she had been with a friend when they met the defendant, and he took both girls to his home on Clarence Street. Predators. Both girls had been, allegedly, complaint stated both girls had been communicating with him by Facebook Messenger for a number of weeks prior to this, said the detective. At Luna's home, he took them in, and I'm not going to get into the details, just this filthy, alleged attack that was carried out, was done by Luna in Luna's home. Grabbing one of the young girls, took her upstairs into a bedroom where the other one, Sonet, was sitting on the bed. Sonet subjected her to a serious assault. When the alleged victim got out of the room and went downstairs, she heard her friend shouting from one of the rooms and helped her open the door. Both girls left the property. In court, a prosecuting lawyer said, given the fact that it's serious and it's at an early stage, she's applying for an adjournment. Sonet is due to appear next week. And the PPS lawyer said the intention is to adjourn the case to keep the cases together. Yeah, lump them both in at the same time in the same place. Judge Ray granted the application and remanded Luna back into custody, and the case has been adjourned until August. So there you have it. Another one or two in Ballymena for the same type of crimes. And you ask why the community's incensed. And I do believe there is serious suppression of many other stories that are not seeing the light of day. I heard other people talking about cases like this before that event that kicked everything off in Ballymena in June, but there was nothing reported in the mainstream. And if it's just people that you don't know speaking out about it on the internet, you need something more substantial at least to go on. You can't just go making accusations. But I know these people, they're on the ground, and you could tell they were completely incensed and exasperated. And the reason for that is because these crimes that are being perpetrated, that the communities are aware of because they're living on the ground, it's their children. They know that there's an element of suppression with some of them. And of course, that breeds resentment and anger also. But anyway, this is just yet another, not just another one. It sounds flippant. It's something needs to be done. But if you like this content, and to be honest, you shouldn't really, but if you like this content, share it. Or if you want, not if you like it, if you want people to know what's happening, share this content. If you want people to see what's happening in their areas, share this content. If you think people need to have their eyes open to what's happening in the dark underbellies of our society, please share this content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And for now, I'm Rick Munn. This is No Risk, No Reward Media, and I am over and out.